All right, you got speed.
So that's
Folks, how you doing? It's your main man, HUBERT GUY. I'm back with another hit show, The Actor's Cut. I have another wonderful guest on tonight. We're going to speak with her. She's an up-and-coming actress and singer and rapper and a phenomenal woman overall. So we're going to get to know her better. And I'm glad she got a chance to come down and be on the show. So with no further ado, Mrs. Elise Official, Miss MONICA DRAINE, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Hi guys, I'm a singer-songwriter. I go by Elise Official in the singer-songwriter world, but in the acting world, I go by Monica. So I sing, I write, I act, I dance, I do a little stand-up, a little blogging, a little cooking. I do everything.
So how was your day today?
It was okay. It was hot.
It was very hot, right?
Hot.
It was muggy.
Oh, it was gross. I'm ready for it to like rain.
I walked like
cool off.
2 blocks and I was like completely soaked.
Oh, me too. I wring out my shirt. It was bad.
But enough about the weather. Let's talk about something really important. You.
Me? What about me? What do you want to know?
Because I want to know everything. First of all, so we know that you do the acting and the singing.
Mm-hmm.
What is your first love, though? Which one do you prefer? Is there preference for one?
It's like picking between kids. No, my first love, it's definitely music. I remember like growing up in the church choir, singing, and from there, like writing my own music at a really young age. And I think from there, I just wanted to do things to kind of, I guess, enhance my singing. So I like took acting lessons, took dancing lessons, but through it all, music has definitely been my first love, but it's definitely opened doors for me to do acting, to do dancing and other things like that. So definitely music is my first love.
Very nice, very nice. So who were some of your musical inspirations? Who did you listen to that
Oh my gosh.
got you started into singing?
You know, the first cassette tape I ever bought, and I'm dating myself, with my
We
own,
going back old school.
with my
Cassette
own
tape.
money, was Mary J. Blige, What's the 411?
Great album.
And it's so funny because as I got older and started like doing my own original music, people would say, "Oh, you sound like a young Mary J. Blige," and I was like, oh, "Okay." So other people, Toni Braxton, Boyz II Men, Monica, Aaliyah, Changing Faces, kind of all those, 90s groups. And I was a little bit old school too. I liked my Tina Marie, my Luther Vandross, Gap Band, all those things. So just a lot. I had a lot of influences, but those were kind of like my main ones.
Those are some great artists right there.
Yeah.
All great groups. I love those groups too. So where are you from? Where are you from originally?
Okay, so I was born in Illinois. I grew up in Virginia.
Midwest.
Yes.
I did that backwards. Midwest.
Let's see, I went to school in Pennsylvania, and now I'm here. So, but as far as where I'm from, I consider myself from Virginia because that's where I grew up mostly. So, yeah, Northern Virginia in the building, Fairfax County. What's up?
So let's talk about your acting because I know that you have some things going on right now. You're in a play that's, I've heard about it. I've heard some good things on it. So how did you get started? And let's talk about how you got started in acting first and what roles that you like to take on, and then we'll get into this play that you're in.
Okay, so acting, I probably did my first play back when I was in middle school, and then from there I kind of caught the acting bug and just went from there. I took lessons. I got a lot of opportunities because I could sing, and so some roles required people to be able to sing, and so that's how I was able to kind of get my foot in the door. And so that's how it started. Back in Philly, I was with different talent agencies, went on a ton of auditions and things like that with print ads and things like that. But being in New York, being a part of this particular play is like my New York stage debut, I guess, if you will. So that's kind of how I got started in acting.
Right. It's always that little bug. Once you get into it, and then you're like, man, this is really fun, and then you just start doing more and more, and the more that you do, the more passion, the more love, the more comfortable that you get with being involved in doing projects, and then starting to take on other roles and stuff that's kind of like outside of your box too.
It's so true because you do that and then you start actually studying it, different methods and things like that to kind of enhance your craft, and you understand how much harder acting is than what's on what it looks like on the outside. People just think, oh,
Right.
you're attractive, you can act,
Right.
or you have a nice voice, you can act. It's like,
Right.
no, like it's real. Like you
Right.
really study your craft and people work really hard, so you get a greater appreciation for what people do, because it's much more than that movie you go see or that play you go see. There's so much work that goes into it, and study and dedication and blood, sweat, and tears. So
Right.
you definitely appreciate it.
Now, let me ask you this, because me being an actor, I find myself sometimes, like when I'm watching a really good movie and like it's like intense and like, thank God for like on demand, you can stop and rewind stuff. I try to like put myself in that, in that, you know, that aura that actor's in, and go over the lines like that. Do you ever find yourself doing that, quoting, going along with movies and, you know, getting that passion to, 'cause I do it because, you know, it helps me to take myself to the next level, you know, help me get comfortable with doing other roles and so forth and something like that. Have you ever did anything like that?
Well, the thing I like to do, if it's a movie I like or an actor I like and I like a particular role that they played, I do my research on it and figure out kind of like where they got their influence from, or even like what was the director thinking when they wanted to cast this person. Did they want this type initially and then they changed it when this person came in and auditioned? So I like doing my research when I find myself kind of like captivated by those kinds of different roles. And really, because, you know, as an actor, we do like scene study and things like that. So if I can find a script, I'm looking at it like, would I have looked at it that way? Like, where did the motivation come from?
Right.
So yeah, I'm kind of a nerd a little bit like that too.
Well, I mean, you have to be, because you want to be the best. And, you know, to be the best, you have to study the best. You have to, you know, pretty much study everything, get your knowledge from, you know, this role, that role. Shoot, I've done female monologues. I've just acted every little role, you know, just to, you know, put myself into that feeling. So like when I do something, I have like a better feel. Like it just helps. It keeps me more at ease, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's just something I do. But
I found something fun. You want to know something fun?
What is that?
That I did when I researched.
What did you
So it was Independence Day not too long ago, and they had a repeat of Independence Day with Will Smith, which I'm sure you've seen it, right?
Like
at least once, just once.
I've seen
so
it.
it was on repeat, and I said, wow, this movie is really good. Let me Google it, because I forgot it because I was kind of young when it came out. And I don't know if you remember, but there's a part where Will Smith is carrying the alien, and he's like so upset. He's like, "What does that smell?" Yeah. He improv that line, because where they were filming, it was like all these like dead like sea creatures and stuff. That was an improv line, and nobody warned him, "Hey, it really stinks over here in this part." So that line, which you would have thought was like written in the script otherwise, he improv that. I'm like, what?
I did not know that.
Yep.
That's when he was angry and he started kicking.
Yeah, and he was like, "What does that smell?"
He's a great actor.
He is phenomenal. Like I've gone back and watched stuff that's like on Netflix, like that, like Enemy of the State. Like he's talented. Like, so yeah, that's another one that I look at. She's talented.
So let's talk about your project that you're in right now. Tell us about it, and tell us about it, the concept, and who you play.
Okay, so the play that I'm in is Nobody Famous, and the character that I play is Zenobia Washington, and she's an inmate who's suspected of hacking, so she's a computer hacker, and the whole play kind of centers around kind of telling the stories about women who are incarcerated. You know, there's some comedy, there's some laughing, there's some dancing, but really dealing with like the issue of incarceration, not only of just women, but African Americans in general, and the discrepancy there amongst other ethnicities. So that's the play I'm in now. We actually just came back from the Black Theater Festival in Columbus, Ohio, and we will be at the Hudson Guild Theater the first week of August, participating in their Summerfest competition. So hopefully you can get in there. I'm
going to try to make that one right there.
Yes, please do.
I wanna
yes,
come and
I can
see
get more information. I'm terrible. It's the first week of August. I feel like it's like a Tuesday, Wednesday, and a Saturday. But it's also good because not only us, but there will be other, playwrights showing their different works and things like that. And so I'm excited.
So you said is this your first time doing theater?
This is my first time doing theater in New York. This is like my New York theater debut. Okay. So yeah, it's rough out there. It's tough.
Theater is a whole different entity.
Especially in New York.
Oh my God, it's live and it's in your face and it's go and it's. I remember the first time I did theater last year, and I was in this play, and I forgot my line, and I could not remember the line for nothing. I ran backstage. I was in the script, and then I heard the other actor online saying the line, and I was like, oh, there it is. I just ran back on stage real quick and was like, yeah, so. Oh, my God. But you have to be on point when you're doing theater because, I mean, the audience is right there. It's right in your face. And
you got to know that you know that you know that you know. You have to. You have to. And in some cases, you got to know other people's lines. You get, like, these things happen. This is life. You got to know. But fortunately, I was kind of one of those kids who would watch a movie one time and could quote it line for line, and my mom was like, "Get out of here, stop it, like, chill."
So what do you like best? Do you like, or what do you prefer? Theater, film, like, because they're two different things. They're the same, but they're two different things. What do you prefer?
I like the authenticity of theater. I like the speed of film, but I do like, and I guess because theater is kind of what I started off doing first. Mm-hmm. I love the authenticity, but like when you get into film and TV and commercial, it moves a little bit quicker, so you can kind of move on to the next thing. But I think like the foundation of everything is definitely theater, so I think that's kind of what I'm drawn to.
Very nice. All right, let's switch from your acting back to your singing real quick.
Oh, go
let's talk about okay. This is what I like when I have a multi-talented guest who just does everything, and we can just talk about all the good stuff that they do, because this is what the Actors Cut is for people, wonderful people, to come talk about what they do on my show with me. I love it. I love it. So you're singing. Do you have anything coming up as far as any shows planned? Do you do any like showcases, open mics, or anything?
Nothing planned right now, but in the past I was doing the open mic, doing showcases, working with some different producers. I don't know if you know Ron Browse. I had a video out with him. It's actually on my Instagram.
Very
Still,
nice.
I did a song with him.
I like Ron Browse.
Worked with, I don't know, if Jimi Kendrix. He was kind of like with the whole Murder Inc. gang and did all that. So I have a couple of songs out with him. But I kind of went into it like, okay, I'm going to be an artist. Okay, nobody really likes me like that, so I'm gonna be a songwriter. So I go back and forth between both of them. I just try to make good music. If I can get people who kind of have a name behind them, who also have good intentions and are about the same thing that you're about, I like to vibe out and collaborate with them. Or even other producers who don't really have a name just yet, who have really dope music, who have a great work ethic. I'm down with working with them. So I really just like to get in there and just make music. Haven't been as active as I'd like to be because of this, but
it's all right. You're working.
But once this like kind of slows down, then definitely getting back into the studio and making more music and things like that. I mean, I don't know. I don't have play rehearsal this week, so maybe I'll get back this week.
You might get one of those little creative bugs and just jot something down.
Because I've been feeling it, but it's like when you're in the studio. Like, it's time. You have to, like, be there. It's a couple of hours.
Right.
Especially when you're singing. Like, it's a couple of hours. It's time invested. But, so, yeah.
Because you don't want to put out anything whack. You want to make sure that the vocals is on point.
And especially when you're an artist.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I know sometimes I've been in the booth, done stuff, and I don't like it. But the engineer will be like, you're crazy. That sounds fine. And I'm like, okay, fair is fair.
That's just how self-critical we be on ourselves sometimes. Especially, like, you're into a lot of stuff, so you want what you do to be perfect. Like, I'm the same way. I'd be like, man, was that was horrible. You'd be like, no, that was good. I'd be like, I don't know.
But I could do it better.
Yeah. I mean, and that's good, though, because that's that continued drive that we need to, never feel content with anything, to always, look and strive and progress to the next level. I love progression. Progression is my favorite word, people. I love progression. I always say that progression is my favorite word. Yes.
Is it now?
It is.
That's
because if you're not progressing, what are you doing? Every day has to be some type of progress in your life. Every day. I mean, if you people may do the same thing every day, but as far as like a job or a career or something, but your mind can change, your mentality can change. Even if you're just doing a regular job, that doesn't mean that your mind won't start thinking outside the box. And, with so many different entrepreneurs and people with innovative ideas, and with how social media and technology is, everything is just pop. So it's people's minds are always constantly working. Sometimes I'm up all night just thinking about stuff. I'd be like, damn, dude, go to sleep. But I'll just be up just like thinking. Crazy.
It's hard. Dreamers.
This is the craft. This is the life that we chose. It didn't choose us. We chose it.
Did it? Oh, I don't know. Would I choose to be chasing a dream? To be told no so many times for that one yes. Just one.
Hey,
just one.
So all you need is that
just
one yes.
For that one door to be like, come on in. Take off your shoes. Relax.
And I like to take off my shoes and relax. It's very comforting, should I add. Yes. Yeah, that's all you need. You know, with hard work, dedication to your skill, passion for it, you know, and believing in yourself, having confidence, knowing that, you know, anything that you do, you can achieve. You know, the only thing that can stop a person is themselves. You know, can't nobody stop you from doing anything. You know, you can only stop yourself. You put yourself, even if you get into something with somebody else, that person didn't do it. You putting yourself in that situation, that's still you impeding yourself. So don't impede yourself. Always look forward to continue to vibe with like-minded people. It's important to be around people that have the same vibe that you have, especially creativity, you know, creative-wise, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because you want those people around you, because you're going to feed off of those people, and those people will feed on you. And shout out to my man Francis. He came down and got a haircut today. Me, Monica, and Francis, we're gonna work on a little something. We're gonna do something together. Yeah, Francis came through today.
Oh,
you see his little new profile picture
no,
on Instagram.
I need to look at no.
I'm like, man, get this old high school picture out of here.
No.
That's my man Francis. He's gonna come down and be on the show too. Chase Jr. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my
So,
God.
Where do you see yourself going? As first, where would you like your singing career to go? What would you like to do with that? Where do you see yourself going? Do you see yourself staying an artist? Do you see yourself writing, producing, or company owner? What do you see yourself doing?
Part of my vision when I got into it, I said, okay, I want to be like the female Neo. Neo is like an artist and a songwriter. To me, I think that's like super dope to be able to do, for him to have his own thing, and then you hear other songs and it's like, oh, he wrote that? Really? Like, that's what's up? So I told somebody else the other weekend, like, I want to be my own plug. Like, I don't want to have to sit here and like ask people for things. I want to be able to move and make things happen and own my own, and to be able to like move on my time and not have to like ask for anything. So I kind of want to, like, you know, of course you work with other people, but I want to be in a position where it's like I can get it for myself. Like, I don't need to ask the other person. Like, they want to ask me to be down, like, kind of like that.
And have that creative control, because as an artist, it's important to have that creative control.
Yeah, the creative control and the financial control and things like that. But just to kind of like have my own and to build something and to not like latch on to anything. So. That is the vision for me. So yeah.
So what about your acting? Where do you see yourself going with this? What would you like to do? What would you like to focus on more? Would you like to focus on more theater? Would you like to focus on film? Like, what would you like to? Where do you see this?
My acting, I want to do like more film, TV, and commercials, because most of my experience has been in theater. Like, I've been on auditions for different things and taken classes. Even done like teleprompter reading and things like that, and I would kind of like to be in that realm just to experience it, because I think once you start off in theater, I think that kind of sets you up for success in any other kind of area that you decide to go to. And like I said, with like film and commercial and things like that, it's a little bit quicker. So I feel like I could do more in that, so that's kind of the direction I would like to go, to land that film role or TV role or commercial role or whatever, and kind of get my foot into that door, since I do have so much theater background.
Very nice. And we're going to switch the subject. We're going to switch this up, because I know this young lady, and she's an avid sports fan.
Oh my gosh,
I just want to ask you real quick, you know, you see, tell me your team. I don't want to say the wrong team.
Are we talking basketball or football?
Basketball.
Celtics.
Okay. I don't like saying that word because I'm a Pistons fan. It's a derogatory statement.
Celtics.
But you guys just picked up Gordon Hayward.
We did.
How do you feel about that?
I feel good. I'm like, people are going like from 0 to 100, like, oh, they're going to give Cleveland some competition. It's like, let's let's pump the brakes. Let's relax.
We still have LeBron.
Let's stop. Like, he still exists. Like, he's still a real,
We still have LeBron.
he's still a real human being.
Right.
Like, let's call that. But no, I think it's a good pickup. It gives Isaiah Thomas some help, and so I'm excited. Not only with that move, but all the other different moves that are happening, like Paul George to OKC, Melo, like Melo potentially to the Rockets. So I'm just excited to see kind of like what happens.
A lot of big moves going on.
Yeah, Chris Paul is already at the Rockets. I'm just excited to kind of see what happens. It's like all the balance is shifting to the West, like it already was.
Yeah, the East is not. I can never remember the East being strong, really.
But it was once upon a time.
Bird and Isaiah was in it.
No, you had Bird. You had the bad boy Pistons. Then you had the Pistons with like Richard Hamilton and what's his face? What's the guy with the Chauncey Billups.
Chauncey Billups. We had Rip Hamilton. We had Tayshaun Prince. Who else did we have on the team? We had Rasheed Wallace. We had Ben Wallace.
That's who it was. That's who I wanted to think about because he's also from Virginia.
Ben Wallace beat up the whole. Like he beat up a whole. I forgot what team he beat up. He
Virginia
beat the whole
Union
team
all day.
He did go to Virginia Union.
He did.
Ben Wallace is the big
Virginia and HBCU.
Country
Shout out to you, sir.
Dude had the big afro.
That
was real intimidating.
He was very intimidating.
He was a big.
He just like
big
get
dude.
that out of here.
Well, when that fight broke out in the Palace, Artest, he didn't want none. He rather go up in the stands and fight the fans. He didn't want none of Ben Wallace.
You better leave Ben alone. You better stop.
He was like, I'm not messing with that dude. I'm going to go mess with this little one.
Hey. I can't believe stuff like that actually.
I love Artest. He's one of my favorite players.
That actually
It's
happened.
Wild. It's wild in the sports
real.
arena. I'm really looking forward to it because, like you said, it's a lot of moves. But one of the moves that I like, too, that helped us, that you guys helped us with, is we traded Morris for Bradley. And I think with us getting Bradley, we really needed that defense because our defense was lacking. Y'all can have Morris. I like Morris. He's kind of he's a good player. Sometimes he can be like a head case. So he's better over there.
What's your GM situation looking like, though? Like,
well,
what's really good?
Van Gundy. We're trying to. I thought it would be different with him coming in and being president and GM and really changing that basketball culture around. I thought that if we would have kept Greg Monroe and really built around Drummond and Monroe and got a solid point guard, that we could have did something in the East. But things didn't work out like that. So it is what it is. I'm just waiting for college football. Go Blue. Shout out to Jim Harbaugh. I'm coming to home. Try to come to that homecoming game.
God.
Yeah, I got to go to U of M homecoming this year. I got to go.
Good old Jim with his Walmart khakis.
Hey, he's a winner.
No, I like Jim.
He's a winner.
He eats Fruit Loops with Gatorade as milk? Did you know that?
Yeah, because, you got to get all your vitamins and irons and niacins. What?
In the same bowl, though? Like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What did Kenny say on that movie Half Baked with Dave Chappelle? When next nigga was like, "Hey, give me a fruit cup." He said, "I can't." Then I wouldn't get all my vitamins. I wouldn't get all my vitamins. But anyway.
That's your boy Harbaugh.
Oh, my God, yes. I'm excited. See, this is why I love talking to her because we can talk about music, we can talk about acting, we can talk about sports. We can talk about anything, and it's all good, and she knows what she's talking about in sports.
I'm ready for NFL football. I'm ready for the Eagles to make me happy.
Well, you'll be waiting still.
I know we're in New York, but I want them to still beat the Giants like they do. That's all I can say.
That'll probably be, that's highly likely. But, once again,
I just thoroughly enjoy.
Go Lions.
Yeah, well, good for you. But I thoroughly, beating the NFC East, I just love it when they beat the Giants. And all the Giants fans walk around all sad. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm going to tell you.
Well, Giants fans always be sad after every if they have to win. They be sad. They are emotional. New York has some emotional fans. Very emotional. Like emotional. Like sometimes when I be out at the bar watching a game or something, I'd be like, I need to go home. This is too much in here. People is just way too emotional.
I almost got into a bar fight with a guy who's a Giants fan. It wasn't my fault.
I
He started it.
I believe it. What are you doing in here watching football?
Because one of my guy friends who's a Giants fan, he was like, let's go watch the game. I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. And he was like, oh, come on. I was like, all right. So I'm there. Of course, I had on my Eagles t-shirt, nothing, not too much. And so I'm cheering. I'm like, yeah, go Eagles. And I remember this game specifically because they called it the blackout. They were playing in Philly. They had on the black jerseys. And on top of that, the Giants didn't score at all, so they called it the blackout. So I'm cheering. The guy's like, are you cheering for the Eagles? I'm like, what does it look like I'm doing? And he's like, oh, well, I was just asking. It's like, really? And then my guy friend is like, I really don't feel like fighting anybody tonight. Like, so you could just... He asked me what I was doing. And it's clearly obvious if I have on an Eagles shirt and I'm cheering every time we do something.
Emotional. I went to real quick, so I don't want to run out of time. I went to a Yankees game when my Tigers was playing them. I had on my Tigers jersey. I had on my Tigers hat. I was the only person like sitting in my section rooting for the Tigers, and it was when David Price started, and we won that game in 11 innings. It was an awesome game, the first game David Price ever pitched. And I got into like 3 different fights with 3 groups of people. And ended up kicking.
Oh, you got into groups?
Yeah.
Groups.
It was a guy that was sitting way up in the banners. He was talking mess. It was some guys over here with some girls. They were talking mess. And then there was some young college students. And I basically checked him, checked them, and then checked the college students. And the college students was like, dude, you are so awesome, man.
Let's buy you a drink.
Can we take a selfie with you? They took a selfie with me. I was kicking it with their girls, taking selfies. I was like, yeah. I was like, you better show respect. And we won the game.
Sweet.
But anyway, thank you for coming down. This was a wonderful interview.
Thank you for having me.
Give them your information where they can get in touch with you.
Oh, yes. So Alise Official, ALISE Official on Instagram, on Facebook. And yeah, so on my Instagram, I have the link to the video I did with Ron Browse. And I also have information for if you want to come see me acting in Nobody Famous here in New York. Hudson Guild Theater, first week of August. Come through.
Follow this young lady. She's absolutely remarkable. And if you can, come
and my IG is funny, too. It's funny.
I like your IG.
Thank you. It's funny. You'll get some jokes. You'll get some sports tips. Come through. Come follow. It's fun. It's good. It's good times. It's no drama. No screenshots of, conversations or anybody sliding in my DMs. I keep it fun. I keep it light.
Right.
No sink shots with my butt on the sink. It's fun. It's fun. Your kids can follow. It's good.
Oh, if your kids can follow, it's definitely a respectable IG.
But it's fun. It's fun.
That's good. But you know what I hate real quick? When girls be taking those pictures and then like the next picture be like of their kid. Like
no, and then
keep
they'll be like,
the two separated.
They'll be like, Jesus lives in my heart. It's like, really? In your heart? With your butt that was on the sink? Really?
It was an asset from God.
He gave it to me. He created me in his likeness and image.
I shouldn't have did that.
He created me.
Anyway, thank you for coming out. Give me some love.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, this was wonderful.
Again.
Yes, we definitely have to do it again soon. Look out for us too, because we're going to be working together on some things with my man Francis. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna work on some big things.
Yes.
So this show will also be up on my YouTube channel, so you'll be able to see this soon, and it's coming out soon. And I just want to thank you for joining me, HUBERT GUY, with my very special guest, Alise Official, Miss Monica, and I thank you. Peace. That was good.
Okay.
You like that?
It was fun.
It
was fun. You should do this more often.
Yeah, you should. You need to see each other.